The title of this video is called Who Am I? I have created a bunch of pieces of media online. I've got a few blogs. Well, I have a personal blog, I have a math blog. I've tried YouTube, I've tried making YouTube videos in the past, some on video games, some on mathematics. None of them have really taken off, but it did give me a bit more room for thought. My personal blogs, I have to say, I very much appreciate the blogs. So the math blog really helps in convincing myself that what I'm teaching is legitimate. And the personal blogs are even more interesting, or at least I think they are interesting, which is the fact that they convey confusing ideas, or at least ideas that brew around in my head. And then once they crystallize and once they gain some form of clarity, I put it on the blog over there. And now I'm trying another YouTube channel. It's a simple one, it's called Jero Kindiak. It's this one that you're seeing. And I'm opening the question with the simple thought, which is, who am I? Many people around me would characterize me as someone who is bright, someone who cares a lot about mathematics, the math nerd. I'm that stereotypical guy in class, always asking questions, always getting full marks, or at least topping the cohort. That is sort of the mainstream recognition and reputation that at least people in Singapore tend to give me. I've also had a phase where I was the Michael Jackson guy, where I would do Michael Jackson dances, and in my younger days, if you can find the video, go ahead, right? But those things aren't me. There are certainly things that I enjoy in my life, or at least enjoy enough in my life. I want to say I enjoy them the most. Some people might even call me the Christian guy. I'm open about the things of Jesus. I'm open about Christianity. In my math blog, I even put one entire segment on how to approach Christian things using logic, evidence, and reason, which is basically an attempt in apologetics. But even that doesn't seem to be my fundamental identity. Who am I? Who are you? I have no idea. This YouTube channel is an experiment in that. We're going to see different parts, or at least I'm going to present different parts of myself that I reasonably enjoy in various degrees. Some of you know that I teach at a school in Singapore, and that's interesting in its own right. But again, that's not my identity. Some of you know that I've been into multiple churches in Singapore, but that's not my identity either. Who am I? Let's find out. These videos are going to be unscripted. They are not going to be professionally produced. At most, I'm going to clip a few pieces here and there, put it onto the various social media platforms. I'm just using my phone to record all of this, and hopefully with sufficiently nice scenery. I'm going to walk and talk, because ideas do actually flow better, at least for me, when I'm walking. And to some extent, this is sort of the kind of verbal conversation I have without a camera. And I do think those ideas do flow. There'll be periods of times when I'm going to post more frequently, and there will be periods of time when I won't post as frequently. There'll be periods of time when I'll be talking a lot, and there'll be periods of time where I'm just going to put the camera at the side and we can do some studying or typing or blogging or all of that in silence. There'll be days I'm going to talk about more intense ideas like this one, who am I? And there'll be days I'm just going to yap about some funny 6, 7, whatever, right? Along the way. Who am I? I don't have a full answer to that. And I do know that my answer has to be grounded in Jesus, one way or another. It's going to be fundamentally related to God's word, because without God's word, we do not have truth at all. But I'll say this, at least based on what I've currently learned in my life. I'll say that whatever my identity is, whatever my answer to the question, who am I? It has to be grounded in the loyal kindness of God. Love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love your neighbor as yourself. It's all grounded in the person of Jesus, one way or another. I do elaborate on these ideas on my personal blog as I process some of them in more detail. But I don't know. I can't really answer that question. I'm 28 this year, and most of my friends are moving on with their lives. Most of my peers have dated, are dating, married, even with children. At this point in time, I'm still single. I don't have a person I can call my plus one, not at the moment. I'm not attached, at least in the romantic sense, to anyone. And I don't know when that will happen. I can't predict the future. I don't hold my life in my hands. Only God does. And I have no clue what's gonna happen. But perhaps it's about time we ran life as an experiment. I've been too afraid of attempting tasks which I would not succeed in. And I've been paralyzed by requiring my endeavors to be successful. As I'm vlogging, as I'm recording these thoughts, I do feel that I learn a lot more through my failure. 2025 and 2024, in fact the past 10 years of my life have been rather tragic, I'll have to say. It's full of tears, it's full of sorrows. And yet I've learned so much more about God and myself throughout this period of time. As I record this video, or at least as I'm, yapping and whatnot, I very much appreciate the fact that this endeavor, according to the YouTube metric, could fail, right? We may not get subscribers, we might not monetize, we might not be able to do all those kinds of things. And that's fine. Let's run the experiment and let's see what happens. I want to keep this as informal, I want to keep this as chill, I want to keep this as organic as possible. Even though my right hand is getting tired because I'm holding the camera at this angle. I want to keep it simple. I want to return to the basics. And I might fail. But I'm so glad I failed. I'm glad that I failed in the past. I don't mean that to sound like a cliche. I think if you succeed in everything, life does get a bit boring. Math problems are interesting because they're difficult, not because they're simple. You repeat the same math problem 200 times, you get bored of it. But you encounter that one question that gives you that aha moment and inspiration, and suddenly that particular question becomes interesting. So I know that I can't answer that question in full detail. I don't have the full answer to the who am I question. But perhaps we can explore that together. We can experience strange things that can happen. I can record it, I can document it, and I can share it with you guys. I think it will be an interesting experiment, and I'm looking forward to see what's gonna happen. We're gonna try a bunch of different things, and we're gonna find out together.